Hey guys, Booligan here with Booligan Airsoft and Airsoft Insider. Today, doing a quick project wrap-up of my A&K Mare's Leg SBR kind of Restomod build, I guess if you could call it that. You may recall a couple videos back I did a review on this original gun, the A&K Mare's Leg. It differs from the original A&K model 1892, I believe, by having a longer barrel, and it doesn't have a stock, it just has a little grip at the end, like it's from We Wanted Dead or Alive, as well as from Firefly, Serenity, and a couple of other awesome things. So not able to leave well enough alone, of course, I had to modify it. Starting at the rear, I took the stock off of my original leaky, broken A&K model, so now it has a full stock, easy to shoulder, and very comfortable. Moving forwards, the original Mare's Leg didn't have any sort of aiming device whatsoever. Didn't have any iron sights, no rails, nothing like that. So I drilled and tapped the receiver to fit a G36C rail segment, and it is currently fitted with a kinetic concealment red dot sight. But up front is really where things get interesting. I have threaded it, I've tapped it, in order to use a threaded adapter, which I will go ahead and post a link for all of the different parts that I use will be in the information section of this video. That allows me to install any 14mm negative muzzle device. In this case, an Angel Custom Disruptor 7.2 inch mock suppressor. Now normally this is a power-up suppressor in which it has a little extended inner barrel and a spring system, but because of how deep the muzzle, or the inner barrel is set inside the muzzle, the inner barrels, when this was fully installed, never actually connected or leave kind of a gap there, which would just cause nothing but accuracy issues. And in general, power-up suppressors and things like that, I have not had good history with. They just add one more thing to kind of throw off your shot, and I like to avoid that if at all possible. So it was fairly easy to take all of that stuff out. You basically just undo a small hex screw right there, and it allows the whole thing to come apart and you can empty it out. It's still just a solid tube, so there's obviously no sound suppression or anything. It's an airsoft gun. Nothing real about this. However, it does give it a very cool modern look, and eventually down the line I will be getting a custom inner barrel made to cover or to extend it that whole way. But in the meantime, what you now have is something that's a little retro, a little modern, and just is very unique and very interesting on the field. The thing still, runs just like you would like it to. The big loop lever is actually really nice, much more comfortable than the old 1892 setup, which was just very small and just was a little tight on your fingers. This one, you have plenty of room. Still don't try to spin cock this, because that will just end in a broken gun and probably some injured fingers, so let's try to avoid that. And the best part about this is the leftovers. Because I can't let any part go to waste, I decided to go ahead and put the old grip on my still very broken 1892, just for fun. And in all honesty, this thing, with just a short little grip on it, is actually kind of cool. I mean, it's obviously incredibly long. It is dumb, way too long. But it's just kind of a fun little dumb thing to do with leftover spare parts. A little heavy to be out there shooting it single-handed. So if you want to build your own custom Airsoft SBR Mare's Leg thing, like I have done, you can get all the parts to do this on evic.com. And all the links to purchase all those things are going to be in the information section of this video. The gun itself, you may recall from the review, shoots pretty well, it has fairly good gas efficiency, and it seems a little bit more robust, specifically in the gas reservoir than the old one. Now, one thing about this is that in order to gas it up, I do have to take the suppressor off every time in order to gas it up, which is a little bit of a pain. And you have to use an extended nozzle, in order to access that little gas fill port. So it's not exactly something that you're going to be, doing in the field too much. But really, as long as you get all your stuff installed correctly, it's not that hard. The threaded muzzle adapter that I use, really quick just to touch on that, There's two different sizes of threaded muzzle adapters for the most part. There's ones that are for like WE spec pistols, and one that's a little bit larger. And I originally was going to use the one for WE spec pistols because it fit perfectly, but it just didn't have enough thread, wasn't enough size. It was just a little bit oversized in the muzzle to actually get a bite on that, and it just stripped itself out. So again, I'll show the one that I used, and I'll list the tap and die that you'll want to use to tap that muzzle. I didn't need to drill it at all. It's just the right size to just tap it down. And now that thing is in there, rock solid. That is not going anywhere. So, many thanks to eVic for sending over the parts so that I could build this thing. Many thanks to you guys for watching. And of course, stay tuned because weird projects are what I do best. And I've got some doozies in the pipeline for you. Thanks for watching.